Hello everyone, very good morning and welcome to the Abap on Hana masterclass. In this masterclass, we are going to learn the overview of Abap on Hana. That means what generally gets covered in the Abap on Hana, what you should learn, and wherever possible, I will be taking examples and I will be showing you just the basic stuff. There are so many things in Abap on Hana. The total course will be around 60 to 65 hours, but all those things will not be able to cover in this 2 hours of session. But yes, the important stuff, whatever the basic stuff will be possible, I will be covering. So let's go and start. As you know that you know this R2 version of SAP came into 1979. That means just the presentation and application server embedded in one box and database in another box, right? So only the two component of the ERP, and that's why it's a R2. In R3, presentation, application, and database server were in three different components separated, and they were loosely coupled. So whenever, like if you want to change your database or if you want to upgrade your application server, it used to become very easy. Then in 2004, ERP comes into picture, the ECC, right? And till 2015, we were using the ECC. Like if you, the latest version was ECC 6.0 EHP 8, right? And then the S4 HANA were introduced in 2015, and that's where like the ABAP on HANA games begins. So if I talk a little more about this, what is this ABAP on HANA? Okay, so let's try to understand with this diagram. You have earlier architecture, like this is presentation server, and then you have this application server, and then you have this is your database server, right? So now application server, just assume for let's go to 2012 where the application server was same, you know and the database earlier, what it used to be like, it used to be Oracle, Max, Informix, the conventional database system, right? DB2, DB6, like IBM DB. So now if you are just simply going to replace this DB with the HANA DB, you know then this is generally known as the business suite on HANA. Means your application server remains same almost, HANA, just in place of conventional DB, you have the new DB as HANA, and the presentation server also like going to be the same. Then in this case, it is known as business suite on HANA. But when your application server is going to change, this application server, I'm talking about ECC. So if this is now going to change from ECC to S4 HANA, you know, so if it is going to change from ECC to S4 HANA, and this HANA is going to remain because it's S4 HANA. S4 HANA is only supported by HANA, other database is not so supported at this moment. The name is also like S4 HANA, right? Simplification for HANA. The full form is simplification for HANAs. Okay. So the programming paradigm earlier, it used to be like, bottom up approach. Bottom up approach means we were supposed to fetch the data from the database table. Here we were like on ECC, we used to write the logic. Okay. Earlier means I'm talking about non-HANA DB, non-HANA DB, when it is like Oracle, Max, and all those. Okay. So we were supposed to fetch the data from this database table and put it over here in the ECC server and do the loop at internal table into work area and do all those manipulation and then display the data on the presentation server, right? This presentation server, it can be your GUI, it can be your UI5 or Fury application nowadays, right? Earlier only the GUI was there, then the WebDin Pro came into picture, and then now we are having what? UI5 and Fury. So presentation server means all those stuff like the front end view, how you are able to see. So this talk is independent of this presentation server. We are talking about Abap on Hana. So in order to set the context for Abap on Hana, I'm talking about the previous version of ERP, like the ECC, and when you were having the non-HANA DB. What we used to do, fetching the data from here, putting it over here, doing the loop and all those things, right? Applying all those business logic over here, and then displaying the data on the presentation server. So maximum calculation things, maximum business logic stuff we were performing here at the ECC side. You know, here it used to be their maximum. Okay, so this is the maximum. This arrow I'm representing ECC with maximum. Okay, and this, or maybe we can use some another diagram like this. Like this we can represent. So what basically I'm trying to tell that here just you are fetching the data and maximum operation you are performing at ECC. Why we are not performing maximum operation over here on the non-HANA DB? The reason behind that, Oracle or this Max is not that much powerful to tackle the maximum load, and that's why we don't give much load over here. We are giving maximum load to the ECC because our ECC application server used to be very strong, right? This S4 HANA is also very, very powerful. But with S4 HANA, or like simply if you are going to change this DB from non-HANA DB to HANA DB, you know, what will happen that this HANA is now very powerful, right? If you compare with the Oracle, Max, DB2, DB6, the conventional database system, with compared to that, this HANA is very powerful. Why? Because it is installed in a RAM. It is having the multi-core processor. You know, the multi-core processor means that it's having very, very high computation capability. You know, and because it's installed there in RAM, so again, like accessing the data going to be very, very fast, right? The conventional database will be there in the hard disk, but it will be there in the RAM. Okay, so installed in RAM, the first point. Second point is the multi-core processor. It's their very powerful processor, and not one or two multi-core. Multiple multi-core processors are attached with this HANA database. That's why it's very, very powerful. And so these are the 2 points from the hardware point of view. Now, when we talk about from the software point of view, it got introduced the column store of storing the data. Columnar storage way of storing the data. Earlier, it was having the row storage way of storing the data. Now you have both the choice, row plus column. This HANA supports row and column both, but non-HANA DB like Oracle, Max, and all those supports only row. The conventional database only supports the row. So row is good for fetching the data. Means row storage way of storing the data is good for fetching the maximum, wide records, like the maximum fields you want to fetch. For that case, it's fine. Row storage way of storing the data is good. But when you have to perform the aggregation, like mean, max, average, count, whenever you have to perform aggregation, you know this columnar way of storing the data is very, very powerful. How and why? We will not discuss that. That's there in the course. If you are going to take that one, you will be having very good idea. But I'm just giving here you the overview. Okay, this columnar way of storing the data is very, very fast. So what's the benefit you are going to get it over here? Row plus column, both the way of storing the data you are, the HANA is providing. So based upon your requirement, choose the way how you want. However, by default, the way of storing the data in the database table is columnar way. If you see the Mara, Marcy, any table, you know, by default it's the columnar way. When you create also any custom table, by default it will be selected column storage way. Now, based upon your requirement, based upon the situation, in what situation, in which requirement, in which scenario you are supposed to use the row, column, which is the best for which scenario. All these things is there in that particular course. Here it is not possible. It will take time. Okay, so just have the overview, understanding. You should understand by default way of storing the data is columnar way, and it is useful for aggregation. Like if you have to perform sum, mean, max, average kind of a stuff, then it's useful. Row is useful when you have to select the maximum fields, then row storage way. But generally what will happen, we don't select like 20, 25, 30, 40 fields like that. Generally 3 4 fields is sufficient when selecting the data. So in that case, like the most of the time, columnar way of storing the data is fine. Okay, now you understood that HANA is very powerful. Why? Because it's installed in RAM. It is having the multi-core processor. Then from the software point of view, row and columnar way of storing the data, both it supports. Based upon your requirement, you can select. Most of the time you are going to use this columnar way. Or if you're not able to understand what to use, just use this columnar way of storing the data. That's completely fine. Now, now here what we have to understood that when the HANA now is so powerful, then how we can leverage the maximum benefit out of HANA. So for that purpose, the way you were writing the code earlier, what earlier you were doing, you were putting maximum logic here, just fetching the data, just putting the select over here, right? No maximum logic, just simple logic, right? So, uh, I mean to say that just you were fetching the data from here and putting most of the logic here. But now because your HANA is very powerful, you are going to put the maximum logic at this HANA layer and very minimum logic at this S4 HANA. So maximum we are supposed to put the logic here at the HANA DB and a minimum over here. So that's the thing, how you can put the maximum logic at the HANA DB layer. That means the way you were doing the coding, now it has shifted in reverse. So earlier it was, you know, data to code, right? Bottom up approach. This is known as bottom up. This is bottom and this is up. So from bottom to up, you are getting the data. This is known as a bottom up approach. Now you have to follow top to bottom approach, code to data paradigm. you know this is data, this is data to code paradigm. That means from data you are going to code level. Now what we are doing, we are putting maximum code to data level. That means code to data paradigm. That means top down approach. That means code push down approach. So you have to push maximum logic. How? With the help of writing the code only it is possible to you know push the maximum logic at the DB layer. And that's why that is known as the code push down. So whenever HANA comes into picture, either it's a business suite on HANA, that means simply HANA is there, or if you have S4 HANA, that means your S4 HANA server application server, right, which has replaced the CCC, right? Why this S4 HANA? Because S4 HANA has been written keeping HANA in mind. ECC were written keeping conventional database in the mind. So when ECC is there, you are not able to leverage more benefit out of HANA, though you are doing code push down here also. Because this is HANA, you can put code push down, but this ECC is not so efficient to leverage the power of HANA. That's why they came up with this product called S4 HANA. Is it clear? Just type capital C if it's clear for everyone till now. If you understood that why code push down technique we are using, just type it over here, capital C. Okay. And now we will see the various code push down techniques. But before going ahead, when I want to show the various code push down techniques, let's see some industry stats, why you were supposed to learn Abap on HANA in depth, and why I'm asking you to take the course and learn from there, do some investment and learn from there well. Okay. So see, ERP market share total for 2022 software connect. You can see that all these things, SAP is maximum with the 11.8%. Microsoft, you can see 31.5% and other 29.7%, right? So Microsoft have why it's maximum because of Microsoft Office everywhere getting used, right? So that is also included over here. So that's why. But if you talk about the big ERP, yes, big size like the pure ERP, real ERP, right? This SAP is with the highest. Okay, so don't take SAP in light way. It's a very powerful software. It's the biggest ERP of the world. Okay, it's like Apple, right? Apple is the greatest and you know largest brand of mobile and these things, laptop and all. Their brand value is so high, right? That's why their product is also very costly. In the same way, whatever the reputation Apple is having in their own domain, in the ERP domain, SAP is having its own reputation. It's also costly and very powerful, very stable, very good, right? So SAP is awesome, superb, and it's there with the highest share. You can see that 11.8% is not a joke. It's large, it's large digit. Okay. Now, if you come over here, okay, and see that how customers are migrating from ECC to S4 HANA. However, you will be able to see at many places ECC only, right? But gradually they are moving towards S4 HANA. Or like if you are looking for job, or if you have updated your profile on Naukri or LinkedIn, you might be getting that most of the people now looking for ABAP on HANA profile, right? So ABAP on HANA means what this is. So the more customer are going towards the S4 HANA technical, right? S4 HANA or business suite on HANA, right? They will require the developer who is having the knowledge of code push down techniques. That's why you are supposed to learn the code push down techniques. You can see that in quarter 2 2022, this many like 20,000 it's showing. I've taken this number from this particular, so credit goes to this particular website from where I have taken this. You can go and explore more about the different numbers. ECC support is going to be end by SAP by 2027, so it's still like we have 5 hours like that, right? And after that extended support will be of up to 2030. So ECC will be there, but gradually, you know customers are moving towards business suite on HANA or S4 HANA. Mostly S4 HANA directly, like if they have the budget and all, they are moving over there. SAP products are costly, and that's the reason, like, for everyone it's not possible to go directly for S4 HANA. But yes, this is how you can say that ECC 2027 the support will be there, and till 2030 this support will be ended. The same thing we were discussing, right? Just we have and some people gets confused, what's the ABAP and what's the HANA, right? Mostly like fresher. Okay, so ABAP is a programming language and HANA is a database. So HANA is a SAP proprietary database, and ABAP is again SAP proprietary language. Okay. So current market with only Abap skill set is not good. Here you can see that this particular man is in thinking position. He's thinking how he's going to able to survive in the market if he's there only the Abap skill set, right? However, this RISEF is also very good skill set. It's an awesome skill set. But when your experience is going to move ahead, somewhere you have to think, right? You have to upgrade yourself. You have to learn extra stuff, right? At least the CDS and all you should start learning with that. Okay. So this is situation is not good with only ABAP skill set. Somewhere you are getting obsolete, somewhere you are getting outdated. So better don't be in this situation, be somewhere in growing path situation. Hana and all we understood, right? One more thing, see here, I have written in Hana, OLTP and OLAP, both is supported. What is this OLTP? Who will tell? What's the full form of OLTP? OLTP actually stands for online transactional processing. Means when you create a purchase order, when you create a sales order, right? So these kind of transactions are known as OLTP. Okay. So earlier version of ERP like ECC, you know, this we are having the capability of only OLTP. For OLAP, they were using BI or BW system. Okay. They're using what? Separate BI or BW. So all the data from ECC gets copied into BI BW and they were using the OLAP. Now you will ask, what is this OLAP? So OLAP stands for online analytical processing. Okay. This OLAP stands for what? Online analytical processing. OLTP stands for online transactional processing. A stands for analytical, T stands for transactional. What is the meaning of analytical? Analytical means for the purpose of analysis of historical data so that business can make a fruitful decision in their favor. Okay. So that's why BI or BW system comes into picture. But when you have the HANA, you don't have to much worry about BI or BW. Like if you have a small organization, then you don't require BI or BW separate system, or you have to pay the license for BI or BW. With the same is for HANA system, with the same setup of HANA, the same HANA can be utilized for the BI or BW purposes. The embedded analytics concept we are having that we can use. One thing also you should know, HANA, the full form of HANA is high performance analytical appliance. What's the full form of HANA? High performance analytical appliance. Why it is known as appliance? Because it's a combination of software and hardware, because it's combination of powerful software and hardware. That's why it is known as appliance. So it's not a simply database, but it's a mixture of powerful software and powerful hardware. Software means programs. It's a mixture of powerful programs, and hardware, you know already, right? Hard disk, this RAM, this multi-core processor, all these things comes under the hardware. So hope you got some idea. Now, this is what the same thing, like, just we have discussed this particular stuff, the same thing. It's here represented in the PPT. Code to data or top down. This is data to code or bottom up approach, right? What is Abap or HANA? So Abap or HANA is what? Code to data. Here maximum calculation you are pushing here. This is the previous one, data to code or bottom up approach, right? Now we have the core to data, code push down approach, top down, all these, the different naming convention for the same stuff, right? It's there. Just you should have the understanding that we are pushing the code to the database now when we have the uh, you know uh, HANA database. So now let's come here and just one second. Actually, I'm having cold. Okay, fine, no problem. So here, different code push down technique, different code push down techniques. What are the different code push down technique? Who will tell? Anyone over here? Just type here in the comment box if you know the different code push down techniques. Very good. New open SQL. Now don't write simply open SQL. Type new open SQL. Okay, Ankita. CDS. Very good. And one more AMDP. These are the popular code push down technique, and one more you can add calculation view. BOPF is not a code push down technique. You know, rather you can tell that you can utilize the power of HANA with the help of BOPF by developing the transactional app. Okay, very good, Lakshmi. Super. So here the code push down technique, what you have, that new open SQL. We are going to see one by one example of each and everything. Okay. Then you have what? Under the information model, actually you have three stuff. What? Attribute view, analytical view, and calculation view. Attribute and analytical is now obsolete. Only calculation view is recommended now. Okay, so calculation view. Then third one is AMDP, and the master of all these masters is what? CDS. This is master of masters. This is more powerful. This is the most powerful technique, CDS. And CDS is future of Abap programming. So start learning CDS. It's very easy. You don't have to put a lot of effort in order to learn the CDS. It's very easy. Just what you have to do, you have to initiate to learn. You have to initialize to learn. Initiate yourself towards learning CDS. It's very easy, right? So it's a ABAP paradigm of future coding. Everything like if you talk about RESTful ABAP programming, if you talk about cloud application programming model, everywhere serious concept gets used. Wrap. Sorry. So wrap, capum, and these things. So this series is very powerful. In report also you can use this. So from reusability point of view, it's awesome. Then you can use in Fury elements, right? You can use in OBP, AVP. See, so many places, right? One object at many places you can use. That's the reason this CDS is so powerful. So start learning this CDS. Okay. New OpenSQL information model. This, like, you can give the list priority on this. This is good for them, like who is dealing with BA or BW kind of a stuff, or maybe the native HANA development stuff. Then for them it's required. But as an ABAPer, most priority you should give on this CDS, this new OpenSQL, and then this AMDP. Okay, CDS, new OpenSQL, and AMDP. So as an ABAPer, like maybe sometimes you can keep this and this also, because many codes have been written directly. You have to write using the new OpenSQL, right? So you should know. You understood what I'm trying to say. This is very powerful. As an ABAPer, this is also mandatory for you, and then you can go for AMDP, and at last you can go for this. So these are the different code push down techniques we are having. Now now let's go into system. Hope you are able to see my system. If you're not able to see my system, just let me know. Okay, so this is my system, and here slash n AC38. Let's try to go to this program so that I can write a program and I can show you. System looks slow, but no problem. uh Maybe what I can do, that I can log in into another system. It looks like very slow. So yes, this is fine. Slash n SC38. So this uh, new OpenSQL, new syntaxes has been introduced from NetWeaver 7.40. And if you check this system version, it will be 7.40. Okay, so here this is fine. You know, the one which I was trying to open the very first time, that is there. I'm on the almost latest version, but that is slow system. That's why like I'm not referring to that. However, I think this also got opened. Here you can see that this is little slow, but this is the latest version. See here 7.55. However, I think 7.56 is also there in the market, right? So, but this is the problem with this system. It's slow. Our work can be done with 7.40 also, because new OpenSQL has been started, supported with the NetWeaver 7.40 onward. So some of the latest syntax will not be supported with NetWeaver 7.40, but most of the syntax like it's going to be supported. So I'm just going to show you some basic flavor of new OpenSQL, and then you will realize the power of new OpenSQL. Jed, Abap on Hana Masterclass, new Open SQL. Click on this button, new Open SQL, and executable program. Click on the save button. Local object is fine. So new Open SQL means you can perform the concatenation, you can do the case and when statement, all these things here itself. There are so many things to learn in new Open SQL. Some of the things just I'm going to show over here. All those things from new syntax, new OpenSQL point of view, I have covered in my course in very much detail. That's why I'm recommending go and take that course and enhance your Abap on HANA technical skill. So now, earlier how you used to write? Let's suppose you have to fetch some data from Mara table, Matner, mtart, matkl from Mara into table at the rate data it underscore Mara up to 10 rows, let's suppose, right? CL demo output display data. So, however, this is the new OpenSQL which I have written. Let me put this one into the old one. Okay. So types. First, I'm going to declare this internal table. I'm going to put into going to make into the old OpenSQL. So comma will be removed. Okay. Comma will not be there in the old OpenSQL. And this internal table you have to define. Okay. So let's define a structure, matner type matner, then mtar type mtart, and then matkl type matkl, and end of ts underscore mara data it underscore mara type table of ts underscore mara. So this it underscore mara is your internal table, and now it's perfectly fine. And here you can do just save this, check the syntax, and activate this one, and press F8. You can see that the 10 records it's showing. So what is this? This is the old OpenSQL. With the help of new OpenSQL, the benefit is that you don't have to, declare this, right? You don't have to declare this internal table. These many statements like this, 6 to 8 line of codes you don't have to write. But what you will have to do instead, you can use the inline declaration in order to declare this internal table. Anyway, you'll have to declare this internal table. How you can declare? Because if you don't declare, it will give you the error. See here, it's telling it's unknown because we are not declaring. So how you can declare? you can use the inline declaration, and inline declaration is only supported in the new OpenSQL. So you have to convert this syntax into new OpenSQL. How you can support uh, convert? Give the comma. So select Matner mtart mtk from Mara into table at the rate data. So this data it underscore Mara, this data keyword is known as responsible for inline declaration. So if something you have to declare inline, means in a single statement itself, this is a single line of code, right? And here itself, if you want to declare this it underscore Mara, then just you have to put the data, and this will be declared as the internal table based upon these three fields. So this internal table is now combination of Matner, MTART, and MATKL. So how the system is going to understand? System will take the reference of Mara Matner, Mara MTART, Mara MATKL. To the system, you are already telling fetch the data from Mara, Matner, MTART, and MATKL. So internally, automatically, this internal table will be declared based upon the Mara Matner, based upon the Mara MTART, and based upon the Mara MATKL. That means this internal table will be having three components of type Mara Matner, Mara MTAT, Mara MATKL. Hope it's clear for everyone. Did you understand this concept? How it's automatically going to get declared? So now if you check in the debugger for this IT underscore Mara, three fields will be there automatically, you know. So intuitively, system is going to define this IT underscore Mala. Just type capital C if you if your understanding is clear. Just type capital C if your understanding is clear. Fast. Save this, check the syntax, and click on this activate button. You can see that now also it's not giving any error, right? How it's possible? With the help of this data keyword. Now you will be thinking that why I'm giving this at the rate. See, at the rate why we have to give whenever you use any Abap variable in the select query. Okay, whenever you use any Abap variable, it underscore Mara is what? It's a local variable, it's a Abap variable, right? It's not the variable of database, correct? This matner is the field in the database, mtart is the field in the database, matl is the field in the database, Mara itself is a table. Now, how the system will understand it underscore Mara is the Abap variable. This is internal table, right? So this is the variable at application server. This is Abap variable. So how system will understand? With the help of this at the rate. So whenever you are going to use any OpenSQL like select, update table, insert table, modify table, and whenever you have to use the Abap variable, put at the rate before, then only system will be able to understand that, okay, this is Abap variable. Otherwise, it will not be able to understand. Clear, guys? So the meaning of this at the rate means Abap variable. This is known as host symbol. This represents host symbol. Host means what? Atithi, right? Host, host, guest, right? Guest means atithi and host means someone who is going to welcome the uh, uh, guest, right? So this is known as host variable, not guest variable. This is host variable, someone who is going to welcome the guest. What is guest? The data from this Mara table, matnr, mtart, matkl. These data are like a guest, and these guests are going to come into where? In this host, right? This it underscore Mara is going to welcome this. So this is known as host variable. Okay, and at the rate is here, right? So now also if we're going to activate this, just activate this one once again, and you can see that it's working fine. Now I will show you some more flavor over here. You can use the power of new OpenSQL is ultimate. It's full of glory, you know. It's full of glory. It's awesome, superb. What you can do that if you want to put a extra column in this internal table. Let's suppose if this material type is raw material, you want to print one extra field, you know what I mean to say that. Press F8 over here, and if you want to put one extra field here, you know, and with the name that material type, mat type text, something like that, or mat type detail, something like that. See, this FEIT stands for what, right? Finished material. So here you want to put finished for FEIT. ROH stands for what? Raw material, right? Here this HLB stands for what? Semi-finished. So here you want to put the description of this material type in more detail by putting one extra column. In the older way, what you will have to do, here you will go and uh, here you will go and add one extra column, right? Mat type, mat type detail, and then maybe carton, right? And then again, like, you will put the loop and all those things, and then you will populate the internal table. But with the help of the OpenSQL, this has been extremely easy. So you can use the case statement over here, case mtart, give the comma here, case mtart, and put when roh, then raw material, okay, again comma, when FERT, then what, uh, finished. Good. I think comma you don't have to write. Then when HALB, then semi-finished. Good. And system will intelligently, what it will do that, you know, and put end as that, what's the, what you want to display it. So end as, I want to display this one as mat type text. Okay. So system, what it will do that intelligently will create one another component inside this internal table, like here, this component will be created, whatever uh, like this name you want to give. So just replace with this name. So this component will be created inside this internal table, and based upon this condition, it will be automatically, will be determined the type of the material type. Isn't it awesome, right? Let me show you. And it happens at the DB layer. That means you are pushing this logic at the DB layer, right? Run this one, and here you can see that, right? Here you can see that for FEIT, finished good. For ROH, raw material. For this ROH, raw material. HLB, semi-finished. FEIT, finished. And for this and this, we have not given anything, so it's a coming blank. If you want to give, in case of other, when, if others, or I think you have to give else, uh, else you keep that unknown. Okay, else unknown, just type unknown and activate this one, phrase effect, and you can see that wherever that FEIT and all these things are not there, unknown, unknown, we have just put it, and now it's coming. So it's so powerful. Hope you understood this concept of new OpenSQL, like how it's powerful. You can use the concatenation, you can do so many things, but here I won't be covering. For that, you have to check out some another source, or you will have to get my course. From there you will be having the better understanding, in-depth understanding, and you can learn in more detail. Let's now go to the another part. Another part what we were discussing is this one. Okay. uh, Where is my PPT? This one. So we are going to see the CDS or AMDP, anything. I'm going to take this AMDP. The second example I'm going to show you for AMD. But before going to AMDP, just type here in the comment box, did you understand the importance and power of new OpenSQL? If you understood the power of new OpenSQL, type capital P. Okay. Just type capital P if you understood that it's powerful, it's awesome, it's superb. Just type capital P. Superb, superb. Now, going ahead. Here we are going ahead now to learn the uh, AMDP. So you are able to see this Eclipse. I'm already logged in into my Eclipse. Okay. And I've created this Abap project. How to create Abap project? It's simple. Just you can double click on the, you know, this is my Eclipse. You should have the Eclipse installed. Double click on this Eclipse. Eclipse will open and you can create the Abap project. You can click on, if first you have to go into the Abap perspective. See here, you have the different perspective, right? Hope you are able to see my Eclipse, right? So I'm sharing my Eclipse. Here you can see that this is the Abap perspective. This is the DB perspective. This is the debugger perspective. This is the modeler perspective. So different perspective we are having. Okay. So you should go into the Abap perspective because AMDP is for an Abapper only. Okay. Abapper can do the coding into AMDP. So in order to understand the AMDP, you must be good in what? SQL script. You must be good in SQL script. What is this SQL script? What is this SQL script? Okay. You must be good in SQL script. So let me tell you brief about this SQL script. So SQL script is, you know, it's a kind of macro. It's a scripting language. Macro, you know, in Excel we are having, like we use the uh, macro, right? We have the VB script over there in the Excel. So that is a kind of parasite, means inside one main language, one another sub language, you know, is embedded just to utilize the power of any product. So like if you want to make your Excel more powerful, you can use the VB script, you can use the macro over there, you can write the code in that and it will be, you know, really awesome. You can get the more power from the Excel. Similarly, you have the macro here in the Hana DB. So this macro, I mean the scripting language is known as the SQL script. With the help of SQL script, you can create the stored procedure at the DB layer. What is this stored procedure? That I will not go into that. That, you know, for that you have to go into the database layer, and there you will have to use the create procedure as and another syntax and all those things are there. You know, let's not go into this. But the AMDP also will do the same thing. So whatever the AMDP code you will write, and the very first time when their method is going to get called, it will create a stored procedure at the DB layer. So inside the AMDP method, you should know how to write the SQL script code. Okay. So SQL script code writing itself around 10 hours of content in my course, where I have covered in very much detail about the SQL script, like internal table operations, concatenation, and many more things are there. I will take you to the syllabus which I have covered at the last, you know. So here it's like a 10 hours of content, but the thing is that you should be first good in the SQL script before learning the AMDP. But still, I will show you with the help of one very simple example just to fetch the data, right? Like if you want to fetch the data from the HANA DB, how you can do so, right? with the help of AMDP. Fetching the data will not require much complex logic. If you have to write some complex business logic, in that case, you will require to have the SQL script good knowledge. Okay, so let's go and create one AMDP. Okay, you are able to see this Eclipse. I'm sharing the Eclipse. Just type yes if you can see that. Right, I'm sharing this Eclipse. Yeah, thank you. So here, this is my project I have created. How you can create the project? You can come here, click on this Abap project, and here you can select your system, and then next, give the user ID and password. Then the project will be created, and that project can be used for your purpose. So right click over here, and now I'm going to create the AMDP. So AMDP is nothing but basically it's a global class. So just type for the global class, Abap class, it's coming. Click on this next button. So remember, AMDP is nothing but it's a global class. Very important. Okay, local package, I'm just going to select ZCL AMDP demo. AMDP demo. Just one simple example, and click on this next button and click on this finish. And you will see that one global class will be created. Okay, see here, public, create public means this class can be instantiated anywhere. That's the meaning of create public. Public means what? Global class. And this final means this cannot be inherited further. That's the meaning of final. So let it be like this. We will not bother about more. Just you understand that this is a global class, and AMDP you will be able to create only inside the ADT on Eclipse or HANA Studio. You know, none other than this. None of the platform other than this will support. Means like in GUI, if you think that in GUI, if you think that like in this GUI you can do this here the code which I'm sharing right here in this GUI. If you can write the MDP or from AC24, if you think that you can create, no, it will not allow you to create the MDP. Okay, it will tell that it's not supported. So now let's go and create the MDP. Here, if anytime if you're not able to see my screen, just let me know, because I'm just sharing the required application. Eclipse I'm sharing at this moment. So sometimes if I miss, just let me know so that I can share. Otherwise, I will just talking and you will be just listening and you will not be able to see the screen. So now under the public section, what you have to do that. Okay, before that, so I've got some question. Let me give quickly the answer of this question and then we will go ahead. Aarti is telling knowing SQL query is important for HANA coding. Yes, of course, SQL query you should know. For AMDP, you should know the native SQL, like the uh, SQL script related coding you should know. And data procedure language, yes, SQL script you should know for that data procedure also. Another Surya is asking, is new OpenSQL stored at DB level or is just simplification of NetWeaver 7.40? New OpenSQL also gets converted into the native SQL, means it's going to get converted into the native SQL and that gets executed at the DB layer. So new OpenSQL is the uh, query which you are writing at the application server, and it's true for all kind of database. It's not like only the HANA database will understand the new OpenSQL. New OpenSQL is independent of database, because you can see that OpenSQL, whenever OpenSQL comes into picture, that means it's open to all the databases. So new OpenSQL gets converted into the native SQL with the database interface, and that gets executed by the underlying database. Hope it's clear. Right, now come over here under the public section, and in order to make this class as a AMDP class, okay, shall I go ahead? Are these questions answer clear? If not, just let me know. Very good, thank you. So here under the public section, what you have to do, you have to give one face. See, doctor is having its own face, right? Nurse is having its own Face means their dress, right? Their they are having their own clothes which she or he wears, and by that we can understand if someone is advocate, or if someone is doctor, if someone is nurse, if someone is police, right? In the same way, in order to make a class for the framework to understand, okay, this class is the AMDP class, in object oriented programming we use the interface. If a particular class, if you want to, so like in, if you go into the RESTful ABAP programming, there also we use a specific interface in order to mark that, okay, this class belongs to a RESTful ABAP programming, you know uh, uh, means this class belongs to the RESTful ABAP programming. Similarly, this class belongs to the AMDP class. What you have to do, you have to declare one interface. This is very, very popular interface and very frequently asked interview questions also. So you must remember, and I would like everyone to write it over here, that interface is none other than if underscore amdp underscore marker underscore hdb. Just type this if underscore amdp underscore marker underscore hdb, and now this class is your amdp class. What is now this class is your amdp class. Now this class is your amdp class. So if underscore amdp underscore marker underscore hdb, this is your uh, you know interface. This interface is responsible for making this class as a AMDP class. One method I'm going to define, methods get data. Just I'm going to fetch some data and going to display. So importing it underscore maybe Mara, and type, let's declare one table type. Okay, types begin of ts underscore Mara, Matner type Matner, mtar type mtart, matkl type matkl, and end of ts underscore Mara. Types tt underscore Mara, type table of ts underscore Mara. So this implementation for method you have to do. So this method is not a normal method. This is the AMDP method. So for that purpose, why you have to do what you have to do by database procedure for HDB language, SQL script options also, if you want, you can put it read only, because just we are going to read the data. So options read only using Mara. Why I'm putting this Mara? Because from the Mara I'm going to fetch these three fields. So you must have to put this Mara under the using clause. Otherwise it will not allow. So select Matnar mtart matkl from Mara into table. It will not work in that way. Okay, here it underscore Mara. So this is the native SQL. Okay, this is the native SQL. See here, it's giving some error, right? Let's this error will be giving mostly due to the region, because it's by default it's pass by reference. Pass by reference is not allowed by the AMDP. You'll have to tell that it's a pass by value. Let's see if that error is gone now. Right, still some error is there. Let's try to understand. Now it's gone, right? Now it's gone. So now it looks good, right? Just save this one and check the syntax. Fine, you can see that there is no error, right? There is no error, correct? And then click on this activate button and it will be activated. You can see that it got activated, right? It got activated. Now this class got activated. right? So press F8, directly you can execute this class and you can get the data. So I'm just pressing F8 and I will execute the methods independently. Or what you can do that, you can create one small program and call this method. Okay, this method you can call from there. So I've just executed this. Let's see, it's taking some time. It should not take this much time. Let me run it once again. So you'll have to press F8. Okay. Yeah, this time it looks fine. Taking some time, but it will come. The system is a bit slow, but yes, it will come. What I will do, I will create one small program quickly, because directly executing it's taking time. Maybe with the help of program, it will be fast. Let's see. So ZCL, ZAMDP call, something like that. AMDP call. I'm going to call from this program, this particular AMDP. Okay. And let's wait for some time. Let me check with this. Okay. So creating one quick class over here again, and I will have to log in into this. Mm, Let me log in quickly. Again, the same issue. Not sure why it's happening. So let me try here itself. Sometimes such kind of issue happens, you know. So fine. So just I will start it once again recording, and now please F8. So you can see that a lot of data are there, right? There is no problem from data point of view. But why this data is not coming, right? Lot of data are there, but why data are not coming into this? It should come, right? Matner, mtart, and matk. So let's try to identify. What I will do that I'll put the breakpoint over here by just double clicking, and once again we will run this and we will see what's the problem. So run this. Okay, it's not heating that, right? You can see that it's not heating this get underscore data ts, right? It should hit at least. Okay, okay, I got, actually we have to execute, you know, then only it will get the data. Okay, so that's the mistake what I'm doing. So run this one so that it will get the data. You know, it looks like good, only we have to click on this button in order to fetch the data. Okay, so see here it has come, and press F6, and here in IT underscore Mara you can see that 1460 record has come, right? In IT underscore Mara, just press F8 and you can see that here uh, in get underscore data, right? This parameter is not there. So simply again, I'm going to execute this. In IT underscore Mara, data is not coming. Why? In IT underscore Mara, this is our exporting data, right? And it should come over there. So it looks good for me, but something is going messy, and that's why it's not coming. So what we can do also, maybe IT underscore Mara. This is fine. This is IT underscore Mara here also looks good. So something is problem. What we will do, we'll create one program. Okay, just stop this one. I've just stopped the debugger. Come here into this and run it once again, or else what I will do, I will create one small program and then I will run it. Execute this one. Here the data is not coming. All right. Just get 10 rows, maybe limit 10 if you want to get only the 10 records. Let's see what's the problem. It should come, data should come. Let's debug once again. Okay, and run it. This, execute this, and here it has come, right? F6, and 10 records is coming here, correct? IT 10 records is coming. So here 10 records, what's the record? Here also we can see. So here you can see that these are the records. So these records I'm expecting to be displayed at, you know, in this output. So what I can understand, it looks like, you know, let me give one more try, and because data is coming, just the thing is that it's not showing over there. Okay, so just close the debugger, go into Abap perspective once more here, and press F8 and click on this, you know, get data. This is the methods, right? So directly, if you are going to execute this method, it will not get you anything, and it's not giving you the option to instantiate also. So better, you know, make it this as a class methods, you know, all this trouble will be gone then. A static method just I have declared so that, you know, it can display the data there itself, because this is the instance method and I'm not getting the anything over there to have the instantiation, right? So that can be also one problem. It got activated, and now execute it once again, and see, this time it's giving me the option for instances. No problem. Click on this get. Now also nothing. Not sure why it's not showing the data. Yeah, it's importing only, right? Class method importing value type tt underscore mara. It should come actually. What I will do, I will create a small program quickly, and from program we will display. So in debugger it's coming, but there it's not coming. I'm not sure what is the problem. It should come. Z program test, just give this $tmp, and it's telling already exist. Just keep this one also already exist. Abap on Hana masterclass. Click on this next and come here. This is your class. Copy this, and in this the static method I have used the get underscore data, and because this is a method, we can directly use the inline declaration. Let's see what's the problem. It's saying field data is unknown. Okay, I think it's not supported here. So we will quickly declare. Okay, data it underscore mara type table of, this is the structure already we have declared, ts underscore mara amdp underscore test, z amdp underscore test, ts underscore mara, right? So now it looks good, and cl underscore demo underscore output display data. Copy this, paste this one, just save this, check the syntax and activate this. Okay, remove this breakpoint Otherwise it will again stop it over there. Press F8. No data. Here also no data. It's exporting. Display data exporting, that's fine. Get data it underscore Mara type table of. What's getting wrong? Yes, Suj, you have anything to tell over here?
Yes, Pankaj. Actually, we need to
Mhm.
export, not import. Export or return, so that internal table value will come there.
Class methods. We are just
Yes.
importing it, right?
Yes, you are importing, but exporting and returning
Yes, yes,
will
yes.
be displayed.
Got it. Yes, yes. Yes.
Yeah,
It
little,
should be
yeah,
exporting or
sometimes.
returning. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it has to
Pankaj, actually,
export.
that is what I asked in chat whether it is importing or exporting. Lakshmi told it's importing, so that okay, I thought okay, it is
No, no, no.
Yeah,
importing.
This should be exporting because it has to export the value. Yes.
sometimes, yeah, we will
Yeah.
get this problem. Yeah.
Yes. So now here also it will work. Yes. Yes, this is the exporting because this method has to export the value, right? So exporting value it underscore Mara. Fine. So let's activate it once again and press F8 and just run this. And this time you can see that 10 value which is coming. Thank you, Suj, for correcting me. Yes, that was the problem. I was surprised why the data is not coming. So just exporting because it has to export the data, not the importing. Importing we can use in order to get the parameter value inside this. For example, like if we want to import some value, importing a value, maybe am underscore material type, m type over here, and this type mtart. Just save this and activate this. So now here also, like you can see that it will now come the, it will. So here, because it's importing, now we'll have to give the importing. Call method importing it underscore Mara. Now what's the problem? No value was passed to the mandatory parameter am underscore type, right? So it's expecting for exporting also am underscore type. Let's suppose I want to get only the raw material. So just save this one. So now see what's the problem. Formal this does not, however, the parameter im underscore m type, im underscore m type, and now it's good. So now here also we can expect that the output is going to have, based upon the all raw material, we can get the output. Let's activate this and we can see that mtart, why all these mtart? Because the where condition we have not put it over here, so we have to put the where condition. Mtart equals to im underscore mtart. Okay, im underscore m type, whatever the importing parameter that we have to mention it. And now I'm just going to remove this limit 10, or maybe you'll have to write this limit 10 at last. Just save this one and check it, activate it. Got activated. Now once again we can activate, press F8. Okay, and this time you can see that it's coming ROH, all the 10 materials which belongs to ROH family, it's coming. And directly also we can execute. Directly also it can be executed. Press F8. Here also, like this is from the program, right? Program is working fine. This also we can execute directly. So come here, click on this get data, And let's suppose I want to get from FEIT. So we can pass this FEIT, just run it. And here you can see that it's coming, the 10 entries based upon this FEIT and FEIT. So hope you got some idea at least about this MDP. We are facing this problem because of the wrong parameter. It should be importing. I was giving the exporting we have to give when we have to export the value, like here we are giving. So that was a mistake which I was doing, and due to that, it was not giving me the output. Okay, so is it clear? Just type capital C if it's clear, and now I will take you through the serious example. So let's come over here, and now the system is working fine. Just capital uh, let's go to this new and others, and then CDS. Let's create this data definition over here. Next. Okay, but before going ahead, I want everyone to confirm, is this concept clear of the MDP? The first thing, what you have to make sure that the interface which you are using, you have to use if underscore MDP underscore marker underscore HDB. The second thing, you have to take care of the importing and exporting. You were able to see that how I was thinking that something is going bad. I was not able to identify. That's where the Suj helped me to identify. So thanks, Suj, for that. And now we are able to fix this, and it's simple actually, just this mistake it was. But you should know the SQL script is a big chapter. Actually, there are so many things like internal table operations, concatenation, you know loop operation, control statement, if else, all those kind of stuff you will have to learn, like if you want to put the complex logic over there. And that's where my course comes into picture. Here this is just the basic SQL script code, just a select query. You can say that how we are able to write it over here. In fact, this method gets converted into the stored procedure. And what will be the name of the stored procedure? This class name equal arrow this get data. That will be the name of your stored procedure. So at the HANA DB layer, one stored procedure will now would have been created, okay, under the schema through which the system is connected. There, if you go and check, I will not go and show you that, but you should know that this method actually gets converted into the database procedure, and the name of that database procedure is going to be the name of this class, you know name of that class, then this equal and arrow sign, and again the name of this method. you know so basically what I am trying to tell, that it will be something like this: your procedure name z amdp z amdp underscore test, and this one get underscore data. So this will be a name of your database procedure. This is how it's going to be created over there. So is it clear? So only I got here Apurva, Suj, Lakshmi, Vinod, and Venkat. You know, so only the 5 people responded. Other people, is it not clear? Just type capital N if it's not clear. No, this session is interactive session. You have to respond. Otherwise, you just leave the session. I don't require you. If you are not going to be here interactive, I'm giving my time, effort, everything just to educate you. You don't have to pay for this session anything, right? 2 hours of time I'm just giving to educate. And if you are coming and if you are not responding just for the simple question whether you understood or not, if you didn't understand, type capital N, like how the Meghna has typed over here, capital N, right? If she will not type, or if you will not ask the problem, how will I understand that you are not able to understand? For that purpose, you will have to tell that you didn't understand, and you will also have to tell what you didn't understand, so that I will go and make you understand. So you have to be interactive, otherwise there is no meaning of attending this session. Simply you are also wasting your time, and I'm also giving my time and effort, right? And there is no meaning at all. Fine. So thank you for being transparent, Meghna and Vishnu. I'm just going to make you explain once again, but before going to explain once again, I would like you to unmute Meghna yourself and let me know which portion you were not able to understand. Okay, so this I just created one global class. In this class I have put one interface over here, and then I declared this class methods as the object oriented ABAP, right? The same, you should have some basic understanding of object oriented ABAP. Okay, and then here you can see that what we have, the select query. That's it, this much only we are going to have. So if you can tell me which portion you are not able to understand, I will put more focus over there and I will make you understand. Okay, so Meghna, just go ahead. Meghna, you can unmute yourself. Meghna.
Yes, sir. That
Yeah.
portion of declaration of class methods, importing and exporting, that I didn't get it.
Okay, so you understand the concept of methods, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in this, like, see, we are using value over here just to make sure that it's pass by value. Like in normal object oriented ABAP, even if you don't give this value, it will work, because this is the AMDP method, and AMDP method will be executed where? This code will be executed at the DB layer, right? In this code will be executed at the HANA DB layer. So whenever two different system comes into picture, pass by reference is not supported, and that's why we are using the value over here, so that it will be a pass by value. If have you attended yesterday's session, that ABAP
Yes. Yes,
masterclass
sir.
I have taken? So pass by value and pass by reference we discussed over there, right? You remember?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I remember.
Yeah, so here also you can see that this code is going to get executed at the DB layer basically. Whatever inside this method, the code will be there. It will be executed where? At the DB layer. So DB is having their own memory reference. Application server is having its own memory reference. So pass by reference is not allowed. That's why I'm giving the value over there. That's why it will become pass by value. This value you understood, right?
Yes, sir.
And type we have to give, we have to tell what kind of value we are passing. So type, type we have to give, right? And importing what why we give importing we give for the purpose of importing the data into this method, right? So in this method I'm putting the where clause here, where mtart equals to im underscore m type, right? So for im underscore m type, I'm telling that this is the importing parameter, so that from outside I can supply the value inside this. So you can see that, like, when I'm running this program, it's asking me to supply the value this, when I will run this, it's asking I am underscore m type, and here it's enable. So I can pass the material type ROH maybe. Okay, and just run this. And based upon ROH, this 10 records are coming. So if you go into the debugger mode also, like, come here and just put it over here and run it, this, and run this one, give this ROH over here and just run it once again and commit once again. And here you can see that, right? Here it's coming, and im underscore m type. See, this is the importing parameter. So ROH is coming for this im underscore m type here, ROH value you can see, right? So this is the importing parameter. So this is the syntax. Okay, this is the syntax for importing parameter. And now the value I want to export. So for that purpose, in it underscore Mara, I'm populating the value over here. So Matner mtar tematical from Mara I'm getting, right? And I'm putting it over here into this it underscore Mara. So this is the SQL script syntax. This is how we have to do. Here you cannot write select this from Mara into table, will not work here. Why? Because this is SQL script code. You have to write it. Did you understand, Meghna? Now?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Other people, one more people is there. Vishnu, what you have the query, or is it clear now? You can unmute yourself and tell me. You got it now, right, Vishnu? Very good. Super. So like that, you have to be interactive so that I can also enjoy, right? So if you felt bad about my words. Sorry for that, but the thing is that you have to be interactive over here. Then only you can also enjoy and I can also enjoy. So fine. And now let's go ahead and uh, I'm going to clear this all annotation, clear all drawing, and now it's fine. Now we will go and check out about the CDS. So see, in this AMDP, you have so many things to learn basically. You know, there are many things to learn. Here, just I have given you the overview. Now let's go and see the overview of the CDS. What is the CDS? One of the very powerful technique, you know, this CDS is. Why it's very important? As we have discussed, there are so much reusability. The same CDS you can use in the report as well. The same CDS can be used at many different other places, you know. So let's go and create one CDS. If you know the SQL, you know, if you know how to write the open SQL, it's very easy to create the CDS, right? So go here. What I did, I went into this project, right click over here, click on this new, click on this other, and type your CDS. Okay, and core data services is coming. Select this data definition. You can see the different CDS option: access control, annotation definition, data definition, metadata extension, variant, different options is coming. We are going to define the CDS. You know, so CDS consists of DDL, DML, DCL, you know, DQL, different types of SQL, right? So we are going to just create one CDS which will fetch the data from the database table, and with the help of that we will be display the data. So Z CDS demo for CDS, and click on just give the package $tmp. Next, it's telling already exist, give some one or two, something like that. Click on this next, and see here the template also it's giving. Like if you have to put the join on two table, you can select this template, and here you can see that the template is coming. Define view entity. This view entity option is enabled from S4 2020, okay, or NetWeaver 7.56 onwards. Okay, so 5.6 or NetWeaver 7.55, not exactly remember, but yes, S4 2020 is mandatory. Okay, you should be there on the S4 2020. Then only you can use this view entity. So the view entity is the new version of CDS. You can also tell this is the new CDS and this is the old CDS. In the old CDS, you must have to give the SQL view name, but in the defined view entity, you don't require that SQL view name. Okay, there are so many things in this CDS, but let me create one simple CDS and I will show you. So here, Z, the SQL view name, you will have to give it with this name. Actually, at the database layer, one HANA view will be created. Okay, this is the CDS view name, and whatever the name you are going to give it over here, with that name, one HANA view at the HANA DB layer gets created. So just CDS demo, one like that, maybe uh, underscore H. This name and this should not be same actually. Okay, so you will have to keep different. And with this name also, in the SE11 also, you'll be able to see one view. So in SE11, our application server data dictionary, there also you'll be able to see with this name. And at the HANA layer, like you'll have to go into this DB perspective, and you will have to go into, you know, uh, this the HANA DB I'm going, and see here, this is the catalog, right? And here you'll have to find out the exact schema in which it's getting created, right? And there in that schema, if you go and check your this particular CDS is having its HANA view created with this name. So I will try to explain a little more so that it will be more clear. Let's come here, and come here. So whenever you create any CDS view, And when you activate this one, it basically creates the HANA view at backend. HANA view. When you are going to activate, what it will do, it will create the after this activation of the CDS, basically HANA view at DB layer gets created. And when you execute this CDS view, in fact, this HANA view get executed. That's why it is known as code push down. You know, you are developing at the Abap application server layer, but in fact, the object gets created at the DB layer. So this is the important point over here. Just 1 second. Fine. So here, save it, and I'm just going to fetch some data, maybe our favorite table Mara, and here give the key Matner. Now mtart matkl and mbrsh. Some fields I'm just fetching it from the Mara table, right? And you can see there is no error. Simple CDS, just fetching one select, just fetching some data from the Mara table. But this CDS is not so simple, you know. This is just a simple CDS. You can have the inner join, you can have association, you can have path expression, you have the VDM concept, virtual data model concept. Okay. So all those things can be, you should know like how you can tune the CDS performance. Okay. How with the CDS you can you can create the Fury elements. So there are so many things to learn in this, but here I'm covering a simple CDNs, and maybe I will show you one more inner join. Okay, so that at least like you will be having some idea. So I'm activating this one, and you can see that it will get activated. Once it got activated with this name, you know, with this name, what it will get created, the HANA view gets created. And how you can check it that, right? So you'll have to find out the schema associated with this particular application server. So how you can find the schema through which it is associated? For that purpose, you can click on this and go to the DBA cockpit, or you can go to the status, you know, in the GUI, in the GUI, SAP GUI, go to any transaction and then go to the status, and then from there you can identify. So that you can do. So I'm just going to use the DBA cockpit transaction, because here we are there in the this edit on Eclipse, and just execute this. Okay. And here you try to identify the system database connection. Here system is deactivated default database connection. We have to identify what? We have to identify the schema. So just I'm trying to identify. DB schema is blank over here. It There will be some schema. Okay, just I'm trying to find that schema. DB user, DB release, DB system, DB connection monitor, central, all these things is there, but I'm looking for the schema. What is the schema for this? S4 HANA SRV, is it? This one S4 H system. SAP HANA DB looks like this is the name of the schema, not clearly mentioned, but this looks like this is the schema. Let's go and check it. Come here and see for SAP HANA DB. Here under the catalog, you will be having the schema name. So this is right. Come here and go to the views. Under this view, right click and click on this filter. Come here to this, copy this one. This name, copy, and we will search it over there. And we are expecting it to have, you know. So come once again, right click under this filter, put this Control V. Okay. And you can see that here you have the HANA's view got created, right? Corresponding to that particular uh, stuff. And what is this? This is what in backend got created. Create view. This is the name of the Hana view. What we are selecting from there: Matner, MTAR, MATKL, and MBRSS. These are the 4 fields we are selecting. As select. So this is the Hana view syntax at backend. It's getting created from the Mara. It's getting created. So at least you understood that whatever the CDS at application server you are creating, right? Here corresponding to that, the Hana view at backend getting created, and that is the actual artifact which gets run, which runs, and that's why it is known as the code push down technique. Is it clear? Just type capital C if you understood this particular point. Just type capital C. Okay, just type capital C if you understood that whatever you are going to activate the CDS over here corresponding to that at the Hana layer, the Hana view gets created, you know. And now if you are going to, so thank you very much for your responses. Yeah, now let's activate this and press effect, and you can see that all this data is coming, right? All this data is coming. So this is what you have the CDS. And in this, like if you want to put the inner join, maybe let's suppose if you want to put the inner join on Marcy table, right? So you can put inner join Marcy on Mara.matner equals to Marcy.matner, right? And now because Matner is present in Mara and Marcy both, you have to tell this Matner is from which table. So just from Mara, this Matner we are getting, just save this one. So inner join is simple. Inner join is simple, as we know. So enhanced version of inner join, one more concept we have association, and then we have the path expression. Those are very important concept, but again that is time taking concept that will require more attention, because in association, you know, you have the different types of association. You have then association rules, in what situation association works, in what way, you know, the different behavior of association. So all those things are there. And now you can see that I'm able to activate this, press F8, and we are able to see the data. So from Marcy, like if you want to fetch some data, that also we can do. So Marcy and works, we can tell that get the data from Marcy, some data from Marcy also I would like to have, and press F8, and we have. So hope you got some idea about this series also. All right, good, very good, very good. Now let's go to the PPT. So we saw here the new OpenSQL. We saw over here that about the CDS. We saw over here about the AMDP, right? So you got some basic understanding at least what is this. Now, if you want to have the mastery in all these topics, you know, as I'm telling that I have the course, I will take you through this course, and if you want, you can take this course, you know. So here in this course, under the session 1, you can see that this is the agenda. What is the HANA sidecar scenario? All these things I have covered, right? And these are in the details. All these things it has been covered, right? So if you are interested, then only I will take you through the course, or else, like, you know, we can stop our session over here. So if you are willing, like, you know, just let me know if I take you through what I have covered, and I will take you through this PPT quickly, what are there, you know. And then maybe if you are looking for this course to get it, you can get this course, or else, like, I'm done over here, and then we can stop. So if you allow me, or if you give me the permission to go ahead, then I will go ahead, or else we can leave this. So if you want me to go ahead this, if you want to give me the permission, just type capital P, and then I will take you through this PPT, or else we can stop. Fine. So thank you for your confirmation. And now I will take you through this PPT. Okay. So that you will be having some idea about this, what is there inside this course, and then it will, you will be in better situation to decide. So thank you everyone for your confirmation. See here, this is the basics of a HANA, like what is why HANA, what is HANA, what is sidecar scenario, different components of HANA. HANA is a digital core, how HANA is possible, right? With the help of hardware evolution and software evolution, row storage and column storage, benefits of column storage, what is insert only approach, what is row storage and column storage and their differences, when to use which, HANA architecture, ECC versus business suite on HANA versus S4 HANA, transformation of table structure from ECC to S4 HANA, right? So these are the topics I have covered in this in more detail. Okay, then you have see here, like this was the ECC ERP, then the business suite on HANA, and then we are having the S4 HANA. So this is what we have talked also in beginning of this session. Then transformation of table structure from ECC to S4 HANA, right? So now you can see that many tables, like around 20 plus tables together of got converted into a single table in MadDoc in S4 HANA. Earlier, 20 plus table was there related with material management in ECC or business suite on HANA, but now in S4 HANA, how it got simplified, right? Many tables are combined together in MadDoc. Similarly, from finance, these are the tables got converted into the SCDOCA table, right? Here, the change document management and insert only approach. This was also possible with the help of HANA only. This insert only approach is very powerful approach, which helps you to minimize the memory. In less memory, you are able to store the more historical data, means the change management related. So in more detail I have covered, maybe at this moment you will not be able to understand, but yes, that is there in more detail. Here you can see the Abap code consideration while migrating from ECC to HANA, means what are the code consideration we have to take care of when you are migrating from ECC to S4HANA. That means what an Abapper are supposed to do when anything is migrating from ECC to S4 HANA. Then native SQL is the database dependent. That is true, right? Open SQL is the database independent. Then performance guidelines for SAP HANA, then performance tuning, then ST12, ST03, and STAD. These are the different tools we use for the purpose of having the performance trace. Different types of SQL, DDL, DML, DQL, DCL. Important EPC variant, means we are migrating our code from ECC to S4 HANA or business suite on HANA to S4 HANA, or maybe ECC to business suite on HANA. Then these are the important variant which we consider for the purpose of you know verifying for the purpose of adjusting our code as per the database, right, in order to get the great performance. Then the custom code consideration while doing the migration from ECC to S4 HANA. Then how this column store works actually. Then performance guidelines of SAP HANA. Then you know uh, again some like migration steps, how ECC or from business suite on HANA, you go to the S4 HANA, means how the migration steps from ECC to S4 HANA happens. That is that have been discussed. Then how, what are the checkpoints in order to optimize the code we have, you know. Then in session number 3, you have again the important point from the performance point of view, from the trace point of view, and SQLM, SQLMD, this stuff I have covered. Then go to the session number 4. I've discussed now in the more detail about the new OpenSQL, like the coolies function, case and when statement. I discussed today the case and when statement, right? So coolies, then concatenate, how you can perform the existence check, inner join, left outer join, right outer join, right? Defining internal table or work area on fly using the inline declaration. I have shown you for internal table today. Rule for new OpenSQL, right? So these are the things. Then uh the important code push down techniques, right? So we have talked the 4 code push down technique, but apart from that, ADBC is also one of them. Native SQL is also one of them. ADBC stands for Abap Database Connectivity. I've discussed these particular things in this course with the help of one example, how ADBC works and what is the significance of it. Okay, how to write the new open SQL, that rules are here. Then defining internal table or any data object on fly, right? You can also use the data source. You can also use the internal table as a data source in the select query. Like you can put the select query on internal table. That also is possible nowadays. Okay. This is the assignment which I have given to complete. And this is the code which I've shown into the class. Then use of having clause in select query, how to use the having clause in select query, right? How to use the group by clause. What is FDA, fast data access, what it stands for, right? Fast data access, right? So this is one important concept. Then cross join, this also have been discussed. Then FDA with example, and where to maintain the profile for FDA, right? Then this is the detail of cross join, and again unions, right? Unions, then use case of unions, then mathematical functions, then like open cursor, what is use of open cursor and how we are going to use that. Then you can see that the different SQL functions we have, right? How to how we are going to use. Then getting data from all the clients. So what are the things you will have to do if you want to get the data from all the clients? Just you simply have to specify client specify, that's it, and it will consider all the. So this is the query, select matter from RI into table this, and just at last you have to add client specified. So this I have discussed. Client handling, if you want to fetch the data uh, from the table using a specific client, from a specific client, or let's suppose from all the clients, right? That things, along with the city, there is a concept called common table expression, that also I have discussed in this. Then the open cursor here, open cursor, you can see in the session number 7. Again, the value operator, for operator, new syntaxes, switch operator, switch with late expression, filter operator, right? You can see new syntaxes in detail I have discussed. This is the inline declaration. Again, this is the concatenation with the variable, how you can do so. Table expression, right? Default keyword, how we can use the default keyword so that you will not get the dump when you are using the table expression. So all these new syntax I have covered in this. Loop at group by, filter operation, reduce operator, switch with late expression, right? Corresponding this loop at group by, very powerful syntax we should know. Stream functions, right? And then here the OIA scenario and EPA model. It's a real-time example kind of things. This OIA scenario given by SAP just to practice this different code push down techniques. So it's a similar to real-time scenario where you have a company, right? That company is having some sales process and purchase process. They are having some test table, which is starting with SNWD. So that is covered. Difference between boolc and XSD bool, right? This is the two different function in build function. What is the use of that we have discussed. SDA, smart data access, YS scenario, this is. And then org data, master data, transactional data, this is required in order to understand the information model. And here you can see that attribute, analytical, calculation view, these are the different types of view, and one is the decision table used for the planning scenario. So for information model also I have covered in quite more detail, but yes, analytic and attribute is now obsolete. You have to more focus on calculation view. In calculation view, there is a concept called calculation engine function, C function. So this is the example for that, for the C function. This is the different you know this is the syntax for, you can see that exec and end exec. Inside exec and end exec we write the native SQL, and this is the rule for the native SQL. So this I have covered. And why we are supposed to use the native SQL for that purpose. ADBC is a one way of implementing the native SQL. Okay, this is a technique of implementing the native SQL, or you can say that this is the object oriented way of implementing the native SQL. So ADBC is also important. If you know, it will be good. So uh, then we have come to the SQL script. I have discussed the SQL script in very much detail. the place where we write the SQL script is known as containers. So there are three types of different containers where you can write the SQL script code. That is known as first anonymous block, one second is stored procedure, and third is UDF, and the fourth from Abap point of view you can tell the AMDP. This is the DB layer directly. So now this is the rule of writing the SQL script code, right? This is the syntax, how you can create the stored procedure using the SQL script. And then you can see that here the control statement, like if else, while loop, temporary table, DB cursor, parameterized DB cursor, and all it has been used. Right here, how to deal with the temporary table, that means how to deal with the internal table, how to create the internal table, and all those things in the SQL script, because any business scenario cannot be achieved without internal table, right? So we have to know that. So this is about the internal table, different way of creating the internal table. Here you can see this is the cursor properties. This is useful while writing the code. So row count, not found, creating table, and like that you can see that array here, right? How to declare the array, what is the significance of array in order to achieve the parallel processing. For having the parallel processing, for faster processing, we use the array. So array, we have array underscore aggregation, trim array, a nest function. These are the powerful concept in the array we have. Then here we have the, like in Abap we have the system variable. So here also you have the session context variable, similar to the system variable in Abap. So that I have also discussed. Then one container name is UDF. Like when you are writing the SQL script code, you require a UDF container, right? There are three different types of container I have just discussed: anonymous, stored procedure, and UDF. So UDF is again divided into two parts. One is scalar and another is table UDF. So these are the different concepts it is present. And in session number 18 you have see the procedure I have discussed, right? Procedure in detail. Then database procedure proxy, however it has been now obsolete. You don't have to use this way now, you have to use the AMDP way of consuming the you know uh, SQL script. See, these are some important keyword: default, null, union, except. Very, very powerful, these keywords: default, null, union, except, in this SQL script coding. So that has been discussed. And then see this apply filter, right? For the dynamic filtering, dynamic where clause, apply filter, map merge for achieving parallel processing. Very powerful, this map underscore merge function. And that's why MDP is powerful actually, right? And then we have come to the CDS. Okay, apply filter, map merge, and then we have a cast with the CDS. This is common, frequently asked question from the CDS, right? And again, from this is the again like CDS in more detail, association, everything, right? How to comment the CDS, different way of commenting the CDS, path expression, explicit name list. What is this? Inbuilt function in CDS, absolute floor, seal, division, right? This is the inbuilt function. Some important release from the CDS point of view, where the CDS table function got introduced in 7.50 NetWeaver. This is again very important concept, CDS table function, right? So, and in order to understand the CDS table function, you should know the SQL script. Remember this, okay? So SQL script is important, like if you want to learn the CDS table function. And the CDS view entity is the new CDS. The CDS view is the old CDS. The CDS view entity is the new CDS. OData generation using the CDS. You can generate the OData services with the help of CDS directly using the annotation at the rate of OData dot publish colon true. So this also have been discussed in more detail. And this is the VDM now, virtual data model, right? CDS table function, virtual data model, again different use cases, right? Different types of VDM, private interface, consumption. Under interface you have basic and composite, right? This is the different scenario of the VDM, right? So I've taken one complete end-to-end scenario, how to develop a VDM, what is the best practices of developing a CDS, right? So first you create basic, then composite, then consumption, like that. The complete scenario end to end. It's covered. In session number 23, VDM real-time example, what is transient provider, what is embedded analytics. Then in session number 24, query browser, Hana search, okay, CDS performance. This I have discussed. And in last, we have in the session number 25, the list report, that means the Fury elements, and then the CDS view entity. So this is the complete, stuff which I have discussed over there, right? So how did you like this content? Did you like this content? Good or bad? Just type G, capital G if you like it, or if you didn't like, capital B, you just type. Thank you, Lakshmi, Vinod, Reddy. Anyone else? Apurva, Sagar, thank you. So this is actually the content I have, and this is very powerful content, very good content. Like if you want to enhance your knowledge and if you want to go to the next level, it will help you. So if you want, you can take this course, and because you have given your time and commitment over here, I can give you some discount also for today's only. You know, so you can go and take this course and you can learn in more detail. And we have also the inner circle uh, call on every Sunday 4 p.m. So today, like we are going to have at 4 p.m. call. There you can go and ask the query. Like if you are not able to understand anything from these videos, then you can ask. Or when I'm going to start the next live session, that you can also attend by free. Just you will have to pay the difference amount if some the course fee is going to be on higher side or something like that. Just you can pay the difference amount and you can join live that session. That is also possible. As of now, just I'm having this recorded session from the last session. You can go and take it out. Okay. Oops, Abap, just basic you should know. You should know just basic the object oriented, like class and methods, because in MDP that otherwise none where you are going to require here in this course the oops Abap. Okay. And yes, oops Abap basics is required, whether like if you want to learn the AMDP or if you want to learn for the O data, and you should have some understanding of uh, this basics of oops Abap. It is important here in this course. From the O data point of view, only I have covered from the CDS. So just like how with the help of CDS you can generate the O data, that part only has been covered, not more than that, because O data is again the different uh, game actually. That is again the detailed stuff. Okay, fine. So what I will do that I will be sharing with you the link in the WhatsApp group, and in case like if you are willing to go ahead, you can go today and enroll into this course by today end of the day. That coupon will be applicable, from tomorrow again it will expire. And again, like when I will do this master class, I will. So master class I am doing with the two intention. One intention for me to do some sharing of knowledge. At least you should have some basic understanding. And second, to market my course, whatever I'm having the course, I can let the people know, and if they are interested they can go ahead and do. So again, like in the next master class, if uh, going currently I'm going to keep on conducting, but again, like not sure when this, maybe next week or next to next week. But better like if you want to learn, start from today itself. Okay. And for commenting you have to give the double means for you can use the double hyphen for SQL script commenting. Double hyphen you can do. Okay, double hyphen and it will be commented. Okay, for comment in AMDP, double hyphen inside the method, like inside the MDP method, if you want to comment the code, just you have to give the double hyphen and it will be commented. Okay, so this is what actually you can comment it. Master class, this is the just master class. This is what we tell the master class. That means just overview of the different topics. And course means the detailed course, like it will be there 60 hours of content over there, like you are going to be really master in that particular course. So master class means just a kind of overview session where you are going to learn the overview stuff. So something is better than nothing, right? Let's suppose now tell me, like here we have some 17 people, right? Now tell me, if how this session was, this session helpful, means were you able to learn something? See, taking the course or not taking the, that is a different thing at all. If you want, and if you want to take your knowledge to the next level, you can take, otherwise not required. But the thing is that, was this session helpful or not? You know, thank you, Lakshmi. I know you already, other people, what you say. Lakshmi is already my student, she has already taken my course, you know. She is very proactive. She is conducting this regular group interview in our inner circle community also, for those like who is willing to change the job and preparing for interview. So here we have many people, right? So only for Venkat the session was helpful, and other people like Balaji, Arun, Apurva, Aarti, Nitish, what do you say? Was it not helpful? Just give some good word at least. I have given my 2 hours over here, right? So if you write some good words, it will be motivating me and will keep on conducting some master classes, right? So please type right. Other people, or you are not there, simply just you have, logged in through the Zoom and you have gone away somewhere. Aarti, are you there, Aarti?
And yeah, it was really helpful. Like basically, we need SQL Server knowledge to write the queries, which was not required for SAP Abap.
What
That
you
was
require, Aarti? Just 1 second. Let me increase my sound. I think it looks. Uh, I'm not able to hear you. Yes,
basically we required an SQL Server knowledge for the writing the
practicing.
query.
No, SQL Server, not HANA DB. You require like ADT on Eclipse or HANA Studio. HANA Studio. However, that is also now being obsolete. People are preferring
Like
ADT on
query
Eclipse.
SQL Server, most of the things that syntax it comes around like SQL Server. So basically that knowledge would help us to go deep into an HANA. That was really great. I think
Yes,
HANA
yes, yes.
was like something
Yeah, yeah,
different.
that is true. Syntax will be little different. Okay.
Yeah, so that is what like the
Mhm.
basic knowledge with the SQL, it will be really easy for some persons to go through HANA. That was really helpful. That which I don't know really. Thanks for that.
Right, right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Fine. So thank you, Balaji.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah,
Can
Pranav.
I ask you something?
Yeah, Pranav. Yeah, please go ahead.
Actually, I have seen some new syntax like union and union. Is it a new
Uh,
syntax or I have just gone through it now
Yeah,
only?
it's a new syntax. Yes.
Okay.
Union, union distinct means it's a new syntax, and generally we use with the uh, that expression, you know, WT, right? That
Mm,
expression we use that.
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. The session was very helpful. Thank you for
Thank you.
this.
Thank you. Any other people? Anything would like to tell something or ask something? Fine, then I'm done from my side. Thank you very much for attending this session, and let's meet in the next some other master classes which you really want to learn something from there. I'm going to share the link in case if you are willing to go ahead and enroll into the course, you can go. You are welcome. You can enroll over there and you can learn. You can be part of my inner circle community. Thank you once again. Bye bye. Take care.